Hello and welcome to Football Friday on WTMB. A big week of high school football this weekend. We're going to talk to you about it. Of course, Joe Palo, along with our resident coach Scott Webb. Travis Godfrey joins us. The big game, obviously, Bradley Cleveland. We're going to talk about Ray County's ball game with Walker Valley. We've got Polk County in a big win. Meigs County also tonight we'll talk about. Now, before we go any further, which I haven't done the last 2 weeks, this being our week three of Football Friday, week 4. Week 3 of Football Friday. No, week 4 of Football Friday.
Week
three
of Football Friday. Week 2 of the regular in terms of the TSSAA schedule because of week 0. Right.
What was the middle thing?
Can we do that again? Now I'm confused.
Week 3. No.
It's like figuring out the playoff system.
And the district.
No, there's no explanation for that.
That is true. There is mathematically a reason for what I'm saying, not for anything else. All right, so it's week 3 Football Friday. Now, as we said, Bradley, Cleveland, in a big matchup tonight. We're going to talk about it. But as I failed to do the last 2 shows, as we start the show, I want to tell you our sponsors that are bringing this fabulous program to you. And each and every week, these folks are sponsors. So when you go in, you tell them you appreciate them bringing you Football Friday.
Sponsors. I don't know about fabulous show.
Andrew Johnson Bank, Grissom's Funeral Home, Check into Cash, Motorsport Legends, Buy Here, Pay Here, U.S. Money Shops, and Marco's Pizza. Of course, Marco's Pizza, we eat it on set. We give it away when you answer trivia questions correctly, that we have 2 good ones tonight that our buddy Ron Moore has thought up. Ron is full of information and a lot of other things, and so he has questions sometimes that some of them have no answers. But if you can guess the correct guess answer, then you're going to win a pizza. Now, before we go any further, let's look at the scoreboard so everybody can take a look at this. Adam, if you've got that ready, if you want to put up the Football Friday scoreboard, with a background, possibly would be good.
That's all right. It's early in the game for all of us. Well, obviously the biggest game around the county tonight, and one of the biggest games in Southeast Tennessee tonight is the Cleveland-Bradley game. And Cleveland goes to Bear Stadium and wins 33-15, and we'll spend a great deal of time talking about it. A great football game, really a tale of 2 halves, completely different halves. Polk County goes to McMinn Central tonight and wins easily 36-6. And in a shootout with a lot of yards, and we'll talk about some top rushers over there tonight, Ray County beats Walker Valley 42-40 with a new school record set for Walker Valley in rushing tonight. We'll get to that in a little bit.
Okay, so let's first hit on, we'll give our phone number, 472-8892 is our phone number if you'd like to call up, and let's talk about some of these ball games that Scott just told you the scores of. The game of the week, obviously, according to everybody, even in Chattanooga, is the game that everybody attended here in the community, Cleveland-Bradley.
And from what I heard, I think everybody did attend.
Oh, yes, great crowd. And they brought people in from other cities as well. Big ball game, of course, Cleveland-Bradley. The rivalry continues. Last year, Bradley wins at Cleveland. Cleveland comes back this year and beats Bradley at Bradley. Big win as far as the scoreboard, but that was really not indicative of how the game was played, because at the beginning of the game it was real tight. At one point it stayed 21-15 forever, then it kind of got out of hand toward the end. Let's talk about this. Now, Cleveland, as we know, passing offense. Bradley, as we know, good, strong, smash mouth in your face offense, running the ball. Maskill, big 240-pound fullback. I guess it's kind of what you thought would happen, obviously, being a Cleveland person, but did you think it would stay as close as it did at the beginning of the game and stayed as tight as it would throughout the game?
Well, we thought at the beginning of the game when, we take the opening kickoff and go all the way down to the 20-yard line and then score, then Bradley comes back. I couldn't even hardly get my phone out fast enough to text Ron and said, good grief, here we go. And it was just back and forth, and both teams played great. And I know coming in tonight, you hear a lot about Chad and how good Chad is, and he is a great player. But I think the Mobley kid tonight showed what he can do. Just like Justin Houston for Bradley tonight. I was really impressed with him, and both the kids ran hard and played great. And it was just a great game for both sides. There was a huge crowd there tonight. Just a fun atmosphere, but it was back and forth, and then the score got locked at 21-15 through all of the third quarter. Right. A lot of time got run off the off the clock by both teams, and just some good football. Little mistake, or not really little mistakes. They turned out to be big mistakes that both teams, that they had. And Ron and I talked about outside Corey coming in some of those plays that we'll probably see in highlights, I'm sure, and how it affected both teams.
Scott, I mean, what's your take on the game?
Well, listening to the first half, you think, man, they're going to have to change the light bulbs at halftime. I mean, it was turned into a track meet. Both teams were having a difficult time stopping the other, and then the second half, coaches go in, make great adjustments. It became a real defensive struggle. Bradley struggled to do some things offensively in the second half, and took a while to get them going. And obviously the offsides was probably the biggest play of the night. We're deep in their own territory. Cleveland has their back against the wall, and then they get Bradley to jump on a fourth down when you don't really know if he was going to go for it or not, or if he was just using it to draw them off play. But then they go on about an 11-play drive. On that same drive, and Wojtek made two great passes to keep those drives alive, and what a great win for Cleveland. It was really they had the opportunity. They went down, tough place to play, a lot of momentum on the Bears side, and Cleveland found a way to get a win tonight.
I'm going to give Jeremy Simpson. He's the kid that had two big catches.
Two big catches.
And if you remember, he got hit hard early in the game. I mean, he got really popped, and they had to help him off the field. So to come back in and catch two more passes across the middle like that, that says a lot about the kid, because you can get a little gun shy when you get popped early, and all of a sudden those arms get a little shorter. You don't want to quite reach so high. But good job by Jeremy with his catches.
Well, we're going to take your calls. We've got a caller calling in right now. We're going to take your calls, 472-8892. We've got highlights of this big matchup between the Cleveland High School Blue Raiders and Bradley Central Bears. And we'll be back with more and everything else on Football Friday after this word from our sponsors. Stay tuned.
Hello, I'm Mike Thomason, Senior Vice President, Andrew Johnson Bank.
Kim,
we bring friendly hometown service together with modern financial products that help you manage your money efficiently and conveniently. Andrew Johnson Bank is a community bank, which means your local deposits stay in the local community. We are also proud supporters of Cleveland and Bradley County schools, organizations, and businesses. Stop by our downtown Cleveland office or call us at 478-8222.
Grissom Funeral Home has been serving Bradley County for over 20 years. Grissom Funeral Home is here to help you make your pre-arrangements for your funeral service. Pre-planning could very well be one of the most important things you can do. It helps ease the burden on your family and loved ones at the time of your passing. Call Grissom today at 423-476-8575 or stop by at 3010 North Ocoee Street. Grissom Funeral Home, where trust matters most.
Checking your cash, get a cash advance when you need it fast.
With your money machine,
make your wallet sing. Check into cash. Ka-ching. Money in your pocket so quick and easy. Get the cash you need. Confidential.
we're everywhere. We're coast to coast. In your neighborhood, convenient and close.
Checking your cash is your money machine. Get on up and get down. Check into cash. Ka-ching.
Come to Motorsport Legends for all your motorcycle needs. Motorsport carries pre-owned Harley-Davidsons, Yamaha, Suzuki, Kawasaki, Honda, custom bikes, and more. Motorsport offers full service on any make and provides parts and accessories as well. Motorsport specializes in consignment sales of your motorcycle and now offer on-site powder coating and unsurpassed detailing for bikes and cars. There's no reason to go anywhere else. Call Motorsport at 339-2901 or come see us on North Lee Highway, Cleveland.
Marco's Pizza, located at 143 Stewart Road in the Bradley Commons Center, has only fresh, never frozen ingredients. If you're looking for a great pizza with fresh taste, look no further than Marco's Authentic Italian Pizza. You can call in your order for pickup or delivery by calling 423-476-5551. Marco's also offers a large one-topping pizza for only $6.99, so make sure your next pizza is a Marco's Pizza.
Welcome back to Football Friday on WTMB. Joe Palo, Scott Webb, Travis Godfrey. Adam, our Football Friday scoreboard, if you will. Let's let you folks know exactly what happened tonight. Obviously, the big game, Bradley, Cleveland. And then, of course, we had Ray and Walker Valley. Meigs County played, Polk County plays McMinn Central. Scoreboard, if you find it. He's trying to find it. All right, Scott, what's
All
happening
right.
here?
The Raiders go down to Bear Stadium tonight and win 33-15 in a great ball game, a little closer than the score would indicate. Polk County defeated McMinn Central 36-6. Going off memory here, using the force a little bit. Ray County with a 42-20 win over Walker Valley, and we do now have a Meigs County score. It was 26-0 Sequoia over Meigs County.
All right. So, obviously, some big wins in some games here. We had, as we said, the Cleveland game seemed a little bit, if you just saw the score, it really wasn't how the game was played. Very tight most of the ball game, just right there at the end. But what we had expected, a good game between these two. We had Bradley coming in 2-0, Cleveland 1-0. It was just going to be a good ball game.
I think what surprised me about the game was, I think a lot of people were calling for just an up and down the field kind of track meet kind of game. And the defense has really come out and established themselves in the third quarter and really kind of made a game of it. And it became a much more ball possession, type deal. Bradley struggled a little bit offensively and Cleveland took advantage of, had some fortunate breaks, had a couple of 2 or 3 balls that got on the turf that they ended up recovering. And those are the type of plays, those are non-turnovers. And I know that sounds funny, but that's what they are. It's a non-turnover. When you make a mistake and do something or drop a ball or have an interception fall through your hands, those can be just as game-changing as a turnover, and it helped Cleveland maintain possession. Then obviously the offside penalty was huge, and then the 2 big completions, and the Mosley Mobley kid was he was awesome tonight. Did a lot of great things.
All right, we've got a caller. We've got a couple of callers coming in here. We're going to take our first caller on Football Friday. You're on the air, Football Friday. Do you have a question or a comment?
What are you guys doing this evening?
Hey, buddy, how you doing?
Doing fine.
Terrific. Well, I know you were at the game. A little different than what you kind of, I guess, expected how it would turn out, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was terrible. It was terrible.
It was terrible.
Right before the half.
Yeah, it was frightening in another way. It was a little frightening too.
Yeah.
How it was. Did you? But all things being said, there, Brett, though, it was a pretty good ball game. I mean, Bradley played a good game. Just came out a little short on the score, didn't they?
Yeah. We lost. They did good. They did good right before we started the third quarter.
Right. Exactly.
We had that fight tonight.
Yeah, it was a fight too in there.
Yes.
Went to a fight and a football game broke out.
Yes.
So, but all in all though, it was a good game and everybody did well.
We lost one of our best starters tonight. Justin Houston and that guy wears that number 2 for Bradley.
What do you mean you lost him? Because of the fight?
Yeah. No, they got hurt. They got hurt tonight.
Oh, they got hurt. Yeah. Because I don't think anybody was thrown out.
A lot of cramps.
There was a lot of cramps. All right, buddy. Well, thank you so much for calling in. Okay.
Hey, I'll call y'all next week. We play East Ridge.
That's right.
All right,
Well,
buddy. You're all over it.
Joe.
Yes, sir.
Hey, I'm going to be down in Atlanta, Georgia to see the Braves Cardinals game next Saturday.
Are you?
Not this Saturday.
Next Saturday. Okay.
7.
Well, when you're going to see the Braves play the Marlins, then you call me about that one, okay?
Hey, Marlins won tonight.
I know. It's good for me.
Hey, I'll see y'all. I'll call y'all next week.
All right,
buddy.
Thanks for calling.
All right, bye-bye.
All right, let's take another caller on Football Friday. Caller, you're on the air. Question or comment?
Questions.
Yes, sir.
Question. Why would you think that the southeast area, especially around the Cleveland area, don't produce a lot of Division I players? And the second question,
Okay.
what would you think about this area doing a more spread out offense like Maryville does? You know, I've actually heard their coach say, we'll throw it 40, 50 times a game, and if you can stop us, you win the game.
Right.
But this area don't do that. You take Atlanta, the Atlanta area, the Texas area, the Florida area, the California area. You know, their quarterbacks are just an elite group. So, you know, if we could do the same thing, the Southeast area would be promoted the same way.
I think he's got a pretty valid point.
Well, you know, and this is not.
We'll answer your question. Thank you for calling.
Well, to answer why there's not, you know, there are Division I players here. Population has a lot to do with it. You know, this state is not, you know, whether 6 million people, you know, there's almost 6 million people in the entire in the entire Atlanta area. So I mean, there's just population is one reason why. You know, they're good football players here. As far as spread offenses, you know, we've got some good quarterbacks in this county, and they're going to do some good things, and they're still real young. You know, a lot of young quarterbacks, sophomores and junior quarterbacks. So, you know, you got to kind of wait and see how that kind of goes. When you start talking about Texas and Georgia and Florida and California, you're talking about the 3 biggest states in the entire nation for recruiting. Yep. And so there's the talent pool is just deeper. And it's just, you know, we've not had as much talent in this area. And that's one reason why this area has struggled really in the last several years in the playoffs. There's just not as much talent there seems to be. And it kind of fluctuates. When I first moved here, you know, this area was competing for state titles year in and year out. Cleveland made 3 great runs the first 3 years I lived in this town, so I got to watch those teams play. And a lot of great athletes on those teams. But now it's getting, you know, it went to Middle Tennessee, had some great runs. Knoxville area's had some great runs. So it kind of moves around, but most of that is just population based.
You know, tonight's game, and Ron will probably talk about this also, there were a ton of athletes on the field tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Just a lot of speed for both teams. You know, we had one play where we tried to throw the ball deep, and the little number 2 for Bradley hangs right in there with one of our fastest kids. I mean, just stride for stride together. So there were a ton of athletes out on the field tonight, and it was fun to watch.
And if there's going to be the first team in this area that may think to throw it 40 or 50 times a game, it probably will be Cleveland and Chad Voigt.
Well, sure.
Well, and you got to have some balance. So, you know, those Maryville teams, they're not, you know, if you've seen Maryville play, they're not chucking it around 40 or 50 times. Good football teams, and what I think Cleveland has and both teams are good balanced teams, but Cleveland seems to have balance this year where you got the Mobley kid now that can generate some running yards for him, and now you've got to defend everything. You know, the Wojtek kid can run the ball, so and he can throw it. So that is, to me, when I was coaching, the hardest thing. If a team runs the football or throws the football and are one-dimensional, that's much easier to defend than a team that can do both and do both well.
Right, very true.
And that's what both teams, Bradley and Cleveland, both have the chance of really being good offensively.
All right, let's take another caller on Football Friday. You're on Football Friday. Question or comment?
Comment.
Go ahead.
I was at the Bradley-Cleveland game today. I thought it was really good, but I was kind of disappointed that Bradley lost.
But watching the game, obviously, it was a lot closer than what the score turned out to be. Yeah. But, it's disappointing for Bradley fans, and I know, of course, anytime Cleveland beats Bradley, it's disappointing for Bradley or vice versa. So,
I think, and this is, you know, the feeling in the air, though, is that this game was a toss-up, and it really was a toss-up. And that's probably, for Bear fans, that's something that they've not had in several years, where the 2 teams walk on the field, and you don't know who's going to win. That's why it was one of the biggest crowds in the history of the game, because there was that anticipation that these are 2 really good football teams, and you don't know who's going to win. You know, when you have one team that comes in that is dominated over another, you know, although the excitement is still there and it's a crosstown rival, it doesn't have that anticipation like tonight had. And there's going to be some disappointed Bear fans, but, you know, hold true. There's a lot of football. You know, this game was going to have to be played. Somebody was going to win. Somebody was going to lose. And now it's just recuperating and getting ready to play a decent East Ridge team next week, if I could speak. A little tongue-tied there.
Well, I'll tell you what, we're gonna talk to some of the coaches, hopefully. We're going to talk with, hopefully we'll get Coach Floyd, Coach Slaughter on the line tonight, hopefully. Coach Lockerbie we're going to try to talk to, Coach Fitzgerald, Coach Davis. And we're going to be back with a lot more. We've got highlights coming up with the Cleveland-Bradley matchup. And, of course, your calls, 472-8892. And trivia on the way here shortly. So keep it right here on Football Friday. We'll be back with more after this.
Hello, I'm Mike Thomason, Senior Vice President, Andrew Johnson Bank. We bring friendly hometown service together with modern financial products that help you manage your money efficiently and conveniently. Andrew Johnson Bank is a community bank, which means your local deposits stay in the local community. We are also proud supporters of Cleveland and Bradley County schools, organizations, and businesses. Stop by our downtown Cleveland office or call us at 478-8222.
Grissom Funeral Home has been serving Bradley County for over 20 years. Grissom Funeral Home is here to help you make your pre-arrangements for your funeral service. Pre-planning could very well be one of the most important things you can do. It helps ease the burden on your family and loved ones at the time of your passing. Call Grissom today at 423-476-8575 or stop by at 3010 North Ocoee Street. Grissom Funeral Home, where trust matters most.
At Buy Here, Pay Here USA, under the blimp, we have a huge selection of quality pre-owned cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs. And now you have even more reasons to purchase your next vehicle here. We call it our 24/6 plan. First, if you're not happy with your purchase, you can return it within 1 business day, no questions asked. Second, your purchase is now backed by a 6-month, 6,000-mile warranty at no additional cost.
Hey, apply online at buyherepayhereusa.com. It's the fastest way to buy.
Come to Motorsport Legends for all your motorcycle needs. Motorsport carries pre-owned Harley-Davidsons, Yamaha, Suzuki, Kawasaki, Honda, custom bikes, and more. Motorsport offers full service on any make and provides parts and accessories as well. Motorsport specializes in consignment sales of your motorcycle and now offer on-site powder coating and unsurpassed detailing for bikes and cars. There's no reason to go anywhere else. Call Motorsport at 339-2901 or come see us on North Lee Highway, Cleveland.
Yeah, we're playing golf.
Welcome back to Football Friday on WTMB. We got Coach Webb kind of getting some things together as he comes back on set because we're getting the matchups for next week we're going to talk to you about as well. We do have a caller on the line. We're going to take this call. We're going to give you a trivia question in just a minute, and we're going to try to talk to one of our coaches as we get them on the line as well. All right, you're on Football Friday. Question or comment?
Comment.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I think Chad Wojtek tonight and DeMarcus and Simp Moby, they did pretty good tonight.
They did very good tonight. Of course, Chad Wojtek does pretty good every Friday night.
His most impressive series was when they were down late in the fourth quarter down there, under 6 minutes. He took them down there, they got the offside, and then he came back and Bears held him for about 3 downs, and he threw a pass up the middle. That was big league.
Yeah.
It was really good, right down the middle, and it was impressive.
He had 2 big league throws there that kept drives alive. You know, he had a nice run call back on a penalty. You know, he's a player, and they got some weapons to go around him. It was, you know, and they needed every one of them tonight.
And Mosley, if I say his name correctly there, I always mess it up, but great runner. I think 160-plus yards tonight. That's impressive against a tough Bear defense, and so he was impressive. He was hard to catch. He was really tough.
Thanks for calling, caller. All right, so 472-8892 is our phone number. Let's give out a trivia question so we can give a pizza away right now.
All right.
We'll try to work on a coach here, get them on the line as well, and then of course we got the highlights coming up. So the first trivia question, Adam, if you want to pop it up there, we'll read it as we see it. But this is our very first trivia question, okay? If you can answer this, you will win a free pizza courtesy of Marco's Pizza, obviously. What team ended Cleveland's 54-game winning streak? 472-8892 is our phone number. The first caller with the correct answer.
I don't know who that was.
You better know.
Oh, I better know. Okay, yeah.
You're the history buff on this.
I was
panel.
there. I was there at the game, and
you know what? As a matter of fact, I was at that game as well.
All right. So 472-8892. Let's take the callers and see if we can get a winner for our Marco's Pizza. Caller, you're on Football Friday. Do you have an answer to our trivia question?
Yes, I do, maybe. But this is Mike in Cleveland, and great news, you're not blowing up my speakers.
Thank you so much. I'm glad we don't have to buy you new speakers.
Who do you say it was?
This is Mike.
Perfect. I remember this was after Cleveland had 3 state championships. I'm going to guess, and I'm willing to be wrong, it was either Franklin or Middle Tennessee Murfreesboro, somewhere
Oh,
there.
all right, you got to pick one to get the free pizza. So pick one of the two.
Franklin Academy.
No.
No,
that was
that's
not it.
No, it was not.
Thank you.
All right,
Thank
thanks,
you.
Mike.
You're
Appreciate you calling. All right, so it's not Franklin
did-
Academy.
We did work on that audio a little bit, didn't
Yeah, we did. We did.
It's a good thing.
Scott worked on the audio. Okay, caller, you're on Football Friday. Do you have an answer to our trivia question?
Yes, I do.
Okay, let's see if this is it. First of all, what's your name?
Cordy.
Cordy?
Yep.
All right, Cordy. The answer to the question is,
White County.
come again?
White County.
White County.
No, it's not
That's
White
not the
County.
answer. I'm sorry, man. Try back.
It probably happened before he was born, maybe, I think.
You think?
Well,
All right.
that's 13, 14 years ago now, wasn't it?
All right, here we go. Let's see if we got it. Caller, you're on Football Friday. Do you have an answer to our trivia question?
The Middle Tennessee.
No, that's not it either. Sorry. Try back. All right, so you get some tough ones now.
Oh, this is easy.
The other one you were given before was a little strange. You know, somebody had to really think this one through.
I've got some more.
All right.
What was Barney Fife's middle name?
Whoa, that's going back.
Oh.
All right. Here we go. Caller, you're on Football Friday. Answer to our trivia question. Who ended Cleveland's 54-game winning streak?
Brentwood Academy.
No.
No, it was not.
They lost to Brentwood several times before they won the state championships. It seemed like Brentwood beat them years and years there in the 80s, but they were not the one who ended the streak.
All right. Sorry, caller. All right, caller, you're on Football Friday. Do you have a question? All right, question. Listen to me. Do you have an answer to our question? Who ended Cleveland's 54-game winning streak?
Anderson County.
Anderson County,
Anderson
is
County is
correct.
You are correct. And your name, sir?
Tim Ogle.
Come again?
Tim Ogle.
Tim? Ogle, all right. Well, congratulations. And you can pick up your Marco's Pizza certificate at Supercuts, located next to Staples. Just go by there anytime next week, and they'll have a certificate there with your name on it waiting for you can get your pizza.
Sounds great.
Thank you,
Good
man.
job.
Thanks for calling
Great
in.
job.
All right. See, now it took a while to get that one, which is good. You don't want everybody to get it just on the first try.
Now, this other one we got coming up, I don't know if anybody
Oh,
will get
shoot.
it.
That's it. If they can even understand it, maybe
Now,
the
maybe
first
somebody a different part of the school. I won't say what part of the school or class may be able to get that.
Okay. All right, that's a hint. You give it a little
Yeah.
hint. All right, so we've got Bradley Cleveland highlights coming up here in just a few. Again, we're going to try and get some of our coaches on the line and line them up to talk to them, see what they thought about tonight's ball games. We'll take another caller here on Football Friday. Question or comment?
Well, I've actually got a comment and a question. First off, I want to give my hat off to both teams tonight. Bradley, Cleveland, well-played game. I think Bradley kind of let the ball drop there at the second half, and a couple of bad decisions and a couple of missed efforts, and could have either went either way. Excuse me. And my question is how would somebody who really has a desire and a will to get involved in coaching become involved in coaching high school football?
This is the man that can answer that question.
First off, don't do it. No.
You got to be passionate about it. You know, and it's hard to jump right in at the high school level. You just got to start coaching little leagues, start coaching rec leagues, and then hopefully you can get that break and get into the school system and begin to work your way up. It's a labor of love. It's a lot of hours, and sometimes I don't know if people really understand the amount of time and effort and it really takes, but that's what I would recommend. I mean, that's what I did. After I got finished playing ball, my head coach asked me to come back and start coaching freshman football, and 20 years later I was a head coach. So it's something that you got to enjoy doing, and just like anything else, you got to start off low and you got to work your way up.
Okay, well, let me ask you this. You said you got to have a passion. That's definitely something I have. And where would a person have to go to start in the Little Leagues? Because I have no problem with that.
Bradley Rec?
Boys Club. I mean, anywhere. I mean,
Northeast
anywhere they're
Recreation
doing organized football, you just, if it's just volunteering your time, that's the place you got to start. And then as those kids get older and you start to get familiar with parents and stuff, and then you can get involved maybe in going into the middle school programs or whatever. It's just staying around and being involved. schools are always looking for volunteer assistance, even if it's just picking up equipment, picking up balls, doing that sort of stuff.
Holding yard markers.
Anything.
You've got
to start somewhere, and that's what I would recommend doing. Just if you love the game and you have a passion for it, you'll do that. If it's, I've done it. You hold yard markers, you go out and you pick up balls, or you help wash clothes after practice. Whatever it takes, that's the type of stuff you've got to do to get involved.
Okay.
All right. Thanks for
Hey,
calling.
you're welcome. That's a great question.
It is.
We need more people like him.
Yes, sir.
Caller, you're on Football Friday. Question or comment? Caller, you're on Football Friday. Question or comment?
Hey guys, how's it going?
How's it going?
Not too bad. I'm just calling to see if you guys had the final statistics really for the game, because it looked like in the second half, I'm not sure what kind of ball control, but it looked like Bradley didn't have much, and Cleveland's defense really stepped it up against the run, where in the first half they were having problems stopping the run. As far as the second half offensive statistics, do you guys have those?
I don't have the second half statistics. I know that Bradley didn't get their first down until early in the fourth quarter, and they really did struggle. Cleveland did a great job defensively in the second half.
It looked like they changed their offense a little bit. Bradley come out with the spread a little bit more in the second half, and they had ran the ball, and then they sort of switched back and forth. So I thought they tried to come in and do something a little different, and it seemed like it didn't work, and they moved back towards that power running game that they had earlier in the game. But
yeah, and I still think they're probably still trying to find a little balance of,
Sure.
or exactly what they want to be. Obviously the Copeland kid has a great arm and can do some things, and they have some good skill players there.
Justin Houston and Massengill are very great players, and Stovall on the outside.
Right. So they've got weapons. It's a matter of now of them just kind of ironing out, exactly what it is they want to be offensively.
And let's just give Cleveland credit and everything. They did what they need to do. They played tough defense. They got to the ball. They rushed Bryce Copeland quite a bit there in that second half. So they did what they needed to do. So let's give Cleveland credit.
And both defenses played well. Part of what probably happened in the fourth quarter with Bradley's defense kind of, I don't know if you'd exactly call it wearing down, but giving up that big 11-play drive was their inability to stay on the field offensively, and it kept their defense, seemed like they played the entire third quarter, and it just kind of wore them down just a little.
Well, with the 6 minutes to go, we jumped off sides. That Bradley had held them. They had fumbled the ball 2 or 3 times down in that area, and Cleveland recovered their own fumbles, like you said earlier, and then Bradley held them. But then we jumped offside, had to go right back on defense, and then we held them down to the third down again, and Vortex threw the big pass down the middle and caught it there, and I think it sort of broke the back of the Bears in. Time was running low, and then I think that time the Bear defense was wore down, and mentally and physically, I think, by that time, and I think that's where we saw that final, not the final touchdown.
Yeah, I mean, the final, those kind of things happen, those scores at the end of the game where you're trying to get back in the game, so you're just going to, you've got to take chances at that point.
Throw the ball downfield.
You just got to throw the ball down the field. So that's, that last score is just, that's just part of football and being down. But what a wonderful game. I mean,
Great game.
It couldn't have lived up to expectations any
I
better.
think if you'd went and got the statistics to 6 minutes to go in the game, that Bradley and Cleveland were probably pretty close.
Yeah.
Bradley had a slight edge at halftime.
Yeah. So I think it was probably close. I think they said Vortex. I never get that right. Sorry. 11 of 22, 199 yards, 1 TD, and 1 interception.
Yeah.
Pretty great night.
Yeah.
And of course, late in the game, he really turned it on, I thought.
When he needed to make throws, he did.
He did. He is a winner.
All right, let's take another call on Football Friday. Well, right here. Caller, you're on Football Friday. Question or comment?
Comment.
Go ahead.
I want to speak about passion to football. Brings a great big tear into my chest when I tell you that Joe Palo caught the only touchdown run by my son, Chris Wiley, the only time they let him run the ball in Pee Wee Football League. Chris Wiley ran a 63-yard touchdown. It was the only time at Arnold High School in Pee Wee League they ever let my son touch the ball. He has a 63-yard average for a touchdown. We have it on video. And the man who stands for passion is the man I'm looking at right now, Joe Palo.
There you go. Now,
Joe
I couldn't have said it better myself.
How
We'll
much
never-
did you pay him?
We'll never get him out of the studio now.
Hey, thanks for sharing that story, though.
That is a great
and-
story.
I appreciate that. I'm glad you have that on tape.
Joe's a passion for football around here, and thanks for the program here. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. Yeah, see, that made me feel very good. Yeah.
Where's my check?
Oh, I've got Kim's holding the checks back behind the camera there. But in any case, I appreciate that. And yes, I mean, it does take passion. You got to love the game. And then, of course, you got to love the kids. And when you look at those kids like they're your kids, then it just makes it extra special. In fact, the truth be known, after every win, I think I cried after every game, every time we won. I would cry.
And
It was
every
just,
time the what's that Florida team down there that loses, you cry.
yeah, I don't even like to associate the
Something in
name
Florida,
with losing.
yeah. Somewhere
So,
on
yeah.
your body, you've probably had something.
Oh, everything.
Ah,
Oh,
there it is. Yeah,
it's
I knew.
always with me. If it's not here, it's here.
Yes.
All right. Football Friday, 472-8892 is our phone number. Again, if you'd like to call and talk to us on the air, we've got another trivia question we're going to give out to give a free pizza away. We also have some coaches we're going to talk to, I promise. So stay right where you are. We're going to be back with more after this commercial timeout.
Hello, I'm Mike Thomason, Senior Vice President, Andrew Johnson Bank. We bring friendly hometown service together with modern financial products that help you manage your money efficiently and conveniently. Andrew Johnson Bank is a community bank, which means your local deposits stay in the local community. We are also proud supporters of Cleveland and Bradley County schools, organizations, and businesses. Stop by our downtown Cleveland office or call us at 478-8222.
Grissom Funeral Home has been serving Bradley County for over 20 years. Grissom Funeral Home is here to help you make your pre-arrangements for your funeral service. Pre-planning could very well be one of the most important things you can do. It helps ease the burden on your family and loved ones at the time of your passing. Call Grissom today at 423-476-8575 or stop by at 3010 North Ocoee Street. Grissom Funeral Home, where trust matters most.
Hey, Glenn here from U.S. Money Shops. Do you need a few $100s to make ends meet, or even $5,000 to make payroll? Are you tired of the bank saying no, no, no? Come pawn with us to get the cash you need. Electronics, jewelry, musical instruments, and even tools. If you've never considered pawn, then come on by and ask about our $1 pawn special.
Buy or sell or pawn today, the better way at U.S. Money Shops.
U.S. Money Shops in Chattanooga and Cleveland.
Come to Motorsport Legends for all your motorcycle needs. Motorsport carries pre-owned Harley-Davidsons, Yamaha, Suzuki, Kawasaki, Honda, custom bikes, and more. Motorsport offers full service on any make and provides parts and accessories as well. Motorsport specializes in consignment sales of your motorcycle and now offer on-site powder coating and unsurpassed detailing for bikes and cars. There's no reason to go anywhere else. Call Motorsport at 339-2901 or come see us on North Lee Highway, Cleveland.
Marco's Pizza, located at 143 Stewart Road in the Bradley Commons Center, has only fresh, never frozen ingredients. If you're looking for a great pizza with fresh taste, look no further than Marco's Authentic Italian Pizza. You can call in your order for pickup or delivery by calling 423-476-5551. Marco's also offers a large one-topping pizza for only $6.99, so make sure your next pizza is a Marco's Pizza.
Coach? Here we go. All right, we're back on Football Friday on WTMB. Thank you so much for joining us. And, of course, right now we are talking to head coach E.K. Slaughter of the Cleveland High School Blue Raiders. Congratulations, Coach, on a big win tonight over Bradley Central, crosstown rivals, and a very exciting ball game.
Yeah, it was. It was a blast. It was an unbelievable atmosphere and great to be part of.
Scott?
Coach, you guys really did a great job tonight in the second half of limiting Bradley and slowing the Bradley offense down. What kind of adjustments did you make? You don't have to get into too much detail, but just what did you say to your kids at halftime?
Well, I think the biggest thing that we did better in the second half is I think we just tackled better. I mean, we made a couple of adjustments and played a few more folks in the box, but we just tackled a lot better in the second half. I thought we were in pretty good physical shape. I thought we stayed strong as the second half went on and ran the football well. But I think the biggest difference is we just tackled a lot better.
And I tell you what, I know, of course, every week you're not surprised at all what Chad Wojtek does behind the center. Tonight, you guys came out, of course, playing your style of football, throwing the ball. Then you kind of went a little bit to the running game after, I guess, Bradley was kind of anticipating you were probably going to throw it.
Yeah, I think there's a misconception with us, which is just fine, that we're a pass-first team, but we're actually very balanced. We're usually about 50-50, and just generally speaking, we'll do with whatever the numbers tell us to do offensively. But I had a good feeling it was going to be a big night for Jay to break out. And, I was really excited to get him going, and Chad made some clutch throws when we needed to have them made, and Jay made some great runs, and offensive line stepped up big. It was a great group effort. That last drive that we had, that 95-yard drive in the fourth quarter, it was a character drive, and it speaks volumes for our kids and what kind of kids they are.
Yeah. You beat me to the punch, Coach, because that was exactly the question I was going to make. I mean, that drive was really the difference of the ball game, wasn't it?
Oh, I mean, it was huge. I mean, that was a big deal. And we drew them off sides on a 4th and 3, backed up pretty good, and then we had a 3rd and extra long, and Chad makes a great throw over there, Mike Backer, and Simpson comes down with the catch and continued to drive on. And that was about a 5 or 6 minute drive, and their punter did a great job of kicking us back on our own side of the field. I mean, he had us inside our 10 twice, and I mean, it was huge. It was huge. Coach Floyd does a great job over there. They're going to win a lot of games this year.
Yes, sir.
Coach, everybody had been talking that when you were down there with 6 minutes to go and it was 4th and 3 and you lined up to run the ball, everybody wants to know, was you just trying to draw them offside or was you really going to run the play?
Oh, absolutely. We were running the play.
Well, wow, that's impressive. That it worked out for you pretty good. And like I say, everyone said that drive was the difference in the ball game, and that catch down the middle of that first one was just unbelievable, and I think it was the game changer.
It was. Our kids, I couldn't be more proud of our guys. They've came such a long way, and they've grown so much as a family, and I'm really, really proud of them, and I'm proud of their character. I'm proud of how hard they played. There's a lot of different times in that ball game that we could have ran the other way, and we didn't. We stood up and we delivered, and it's a testament to our kids. We had some great leaders step up today. Jesse Jones was all over the place, pushing every group, and they really did a good job. It was a great group effort.
Yes, sir.
Coach, you said that Bradley's going to win a lot of games. I think Cleveland probably is going to win quite a few themselves.
I hope you're right.
Well, Coach, we appreciate you talking to us tonight. Congratulations once again on a big win, and good luck next week.
All right, we appreciate it.
All right, thank you,
Thanks, Coach.
Coach was excellent.
And one thing, he bragged on the kids, but, that's the same coach that took a lot of abuse last year.
Oh, he sure did.
And they were disciplined tonight. They limited their turnovers in a big emotional game, and that ultimately was the difference in the football game. You got to tip your hat to the coaching staff as well. They did a great job getting their kids prepared, and my hat goes off to them. That's a big win.
I still don't know if he was going to run that ball down there or not, or if he
was
he
had a play call. He has. People say that he's a gambler, and it goes. I mean, think about the playoff game. A team that ended up going to the state championship game. He had one chance to go ahead and go for the win, and he went for it, and they almost pulled it off last year in the playoffs. So he's a bit of a gunslinger. So my hat's off to him. It takes a lot of courage to.
That would have been big, and if he had run the play and not made it. They've been talking about him tomorrow, and today they're talking about him for a different reason.
But you can't be afraid to lose
Exactly.
when you're in his position.
And when you're in the midst of the game, you kind of have a feeling of what you think your offense is going to be capable of doing. So I guess you don't go for it if you don't have that gut feeling inside. But
Well,
when you got it, you got it.
Mosley's hard to stop for 3 yards. I mean, he is just tough. A 4-yard stop there, it would have been an average for him or a good stop. So, maybe he was going to run that, And I'm sitting there going, oh, this is just to draw him offside. And that worked, so.
All right, let's take another caller on Football Friday. Caller, you're on Football Friday. Question or comment?
This is a comment.
Go ahead, sir.
I'd like to give a shout out to Cleveland for a good game, Bradley as well. And y'all buddies do a good show. And by the way, this is Tyrese Warren.
Hey, Tyrese. How you doing, pal?
I'm doing all right.
Well, I know you were excited tonight for the big win for Cleveland.
Yes, go Blue Raiders.
There you go, buddy. Well, Tyrese, thanks for calling in, and we appreciate the comment about the show, too.
You're welcome.
All right, man. Now, talk about that was a ball player. That back in Tyrese Warren was a heck of a ball player. We have Wes on line 2. Yes, we know Wesley King. How you doing, buddy?
Okay.
Hey, man, what a big win. We just had Tyrese Warren on line 1, and now we've got another Cleveland guy on line 2. Big win for the Blue Raiders tonight, man.
I know, I love it.
I know you do. I know you do. So I know you were at the game cheering them on, screaming.
Yep.
Well, now Cleveland's 2-0, so a great start to this new year.
I know that.
We just had Coach Slaughter on the air. Did you hear him?
I hear.
Yeah. Good coach. Done a good job. All right, buddy. Well, Wes, thank you so much for watching and for calling in.
Oh, you're welcome.
Okay, buddy. We'll talk to you next week.
I want to mention 2 big linemen that played tonight. Number 68, Dustin, and number 54 for Bradley Tucker. They hit heads all night long, and what a battle. It was the key battle. Of course, one of them, Mr. T's son, and Tucker Bolton is one of the big players for Bradley. Great matchup.
Travis,
They
I didn't
really
know
played
Tucker
well.
was your son.
Oh, neither did Travis. Oh, yeah, but that was a great matchup. And that
Yeah, it
line play
was.
was unbelievable. And those were 2 seniors battling it out on both, 2 of the most mature guys on both squads, on the O-line and the defensive line. And, oh, my goodness, what a matchup.
And was it not true? Wasn't there a play tonight where Tucker came in and kind of they thought maybe a little bit of extracurricular activity?
Oh,
and
yes,
there was a
he
little
was
bit
one of them. Tucker's an intense player, one of the nicest guys you ever want to meet. When he was on the football field, he's Mr. Hyde.
There you go.
Or he's
Kind of
Mr.
like this guy when he's on the sidelines.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? All right, we got another caller on Football Friday. Michael, you're on Football Friday. Question or comment?
I actually have a question. I was wanting to find Bradley are in the same district this year, correct?
Come again, buddy. You were breaking up. We didn't hear you.
Bradley and Cleveland are in the same district this year, correct?
That is correct.
Okay. Now, if both teams go to the playoff, is it a possibility they would play again?
No, because they're in different classifications. The new state, we don't want to get into all that again.
They have 6A and 5A play in one district, and then after the playoffs, they split off.
Yeah, they separate when the district.
And Cleveland's 5 and Bradley's 6A.
Correct.
So there's no chance that they could play against each other for the championship as well?
We would like to see them play again because somebody would get a huge gate.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Thank you for calling, man.
And those gates are very important to the school programs. People don't realize that a lot of that money goes to help the athletic programs, and it keeps us from having to ask for tax dollars. So when you come out to a ball game, you get good entertainment and see great sportsmanship, and you're also helping the school programs.
Exactly.
And that's why we play 1 year at Cleveland and 1 year at Bradley, so we get to share those revenues each year.
And thank goodness they brought it back, 9 years ago, 10 years ago.
Right. We missed it for a long time, and that's good. You know, the Bradley Walker Valley games, the Cleveland Walker Valley games, all huge gates for each of the schools. And thanks to the TSSA for at least doing that for us. I don't know what else they did for us, but they did do that.
Okay, we got another caller on Football Friday. Josh, question or comment?
Well, that's a comment on the Blue Raiders. Go Raiders.
There you go, buddy. Good ball game for them tonight.
Yeah, it was. And do you know the top 10 ranking yet, or where at?
Well, I think coming into the game, I know Cleveland was, what, number 5?
No, I think they were 9. I think Bradley
9,
was
right.
I think
14?
Bradley was 14.
Yeah.
Usually the polls come out on Mondays.
Yes.
So they'll have the new poll will be out on Monday.
Where
All right.
can I find that at?
It'll be, all the local papers usually carry it. You can TSSAA.org. You can find it there, or you can just do a search for Tennessee football standings or rankings, and
the banner usually runs at Monday or Tuesday usually, and you'll be able to catch it in there somewhere.
Thank you, Josh. Thanks for your call, man.
We appreciate it.
All righty, bye-bye. All right, we're going to have another pizza trivia question coming up here in just a few. We've got another commercial break. We're going to try to get Coach Floyd, Coach Lockerbie, and Coach Fitzgerald online. Maybe Coach Davis, talk to him after his big win tonight, 36-6 over McMinn Central. We're going to be back with more Football Friday after this timeout. Stay right where you are.
Hello, I'm Mike Thomason, Senior Vice President, Andrew Johnson Bank. We bring friendly hometown service together with modern financial products that help you manage your money efficiently and conveniently. Andrew Johnson Bank is a community bank, which means your local deposits stay in the local community. We are also proud supporters of Cleveland and Bradley County schools, organizations, and businesses. Stop by our downtown Cleveland office or call us at 478-8222.
Grissom Funeral Home has been serving Bradley County for over 20 years. Grissom Funeral Home is here to help you make your pre-arrangements for your funeral service. Pre-planning could very well be one of the most important things you can do. It helps ease the burden on your family and loved ones at the time of your passing. Call Grissom today at 423-476-8575 or stop by at 3010 North Ocoee Street. Grissom Funeral Home, where trust matters most.
Checking a cash will beat any rates that don't pay the max.
We're the title loan king.
Make your wallet sing. Check into cash. Ka-ching. Money in your pocket so quick and easy. Get a title loan confidential.
We're everywhere. We're coast to coast. At Check into Cash, you save the most.
Check into cash is your money machine. Get on up and get down. Check into cash. Ka-ching.
Come to Motorsport Legends for all your motorcycle needs. Motorsport carries pre-owned Harley-Davidsons, Yamaha, Suzuki, Kawasaki, Honda, custom bikes, and more. Motorsport offers full service on any make and provides parts and accessories as well. Motorsport specializes in consignment sales of your motorcycle and now offer on-site powder coating and unsurpassed detailing for bikes and cars. There's no reason to go anywhere else. Call Motorsport at 339-2901 or come see us on North Lee Highway, Cleveland.
We'll put one. Welcome back to Football Friday on WTMB. Joe Palo, Coach Scott Webb, and of course Ron Moore with us tonight as we talk about obviously Cleveland Bradley, but we need not forget there are other ball games tonight that we want to hit on a little bit here before we run out of time for tonight's show. We've got the highlights coming up of Cleveland Bradley shortly here in just a few minutes. Nice package we put together, both bands in it and everything, so stay with us for that. We're on till 12:30.
Walker Valley apparently had two big.
No, there was in the game in the
okay.
Walker Valley Ray County game. The two and they're sophomores. The Desmond Sharp kid from Ray County rushed for 209 yards and had 4 touchdowns. And Kelvin Wells, a sophomore at Walker Valley, set a school record tonight with 282 yards and actually had it to 292 and took. Tried to break a long run, tried to make something out of nothing in the last play and lost 10 yards, but he set a school record tonight with 282 yards and 3 touchdowns. So
that's a big night.
It is that's a big night on any level that you're playing. And next week the Mustangs should get Brad Davis back, and that should, they may give him a good 1-2 punch and see if they can go to McMinn Central and get a win. But we just wanted to make sure we mentioned those two kids from big night. Talent kid from Ray had another big night throwing the ball over 200 yards throwing. Ray did some good things tonight moving the football. Ray's a good offensive team. If they can find a way to slow some people down defensively, they can be a dangerous team, and especially up there in Evansville.
Well, we're going to talk a little bit more, obviously, about these ball games and the other games that we had tonight as well. We are going to try to talk to Coach Lockerbie and to Coach Fitzgerald of Ray here in just a few.
And a big upset in the district tonight. Soddy Daisy
Yes, I was
beat
gonna-
Ooltewah.
Ooltewah, yes.
19-0, matter of fact.
Yeah,
So
and
that's a
Soddy,
big win.
Soddy is an interesting team. They lose a tough one to Science Hill, and then they beat a Hickson team that's probably not where some Hickson teams would be in the past. Last week, 26-0. Tyner beat Hickson tonight, I think 56-0. So
Right.
that score really doesn't jump off the page. But to go to Ooltewah and shut Ooltewah out and win, that's a big win. And like we said last week, there's lots of teams in this district that can win this district, and a lot of district games to play. So it's going to be an interesting month as we get into district play after next week.
All right. Caller, you are on Football Friday. We're taking your calls. You have a question or a comment?
No, Joe.
Is this my buddy Brett?
Yes. I didn't catch that Soddy Daisy Ooltewah score yet.
19-0, Soddy over Ooltewah.
19-0.
Yes.
That's a final, right?
That's a
That is
final.
a final.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, buddy.
Hey, Joe.
Yes.
Y'all have a great show for you, Coach Webb, and Ron Moore.
Thank you very much. It's not that great when Travis gets up here, is it?
Hey, Joe.
Yes.
How's your mom been doing?
She's not doing too well, buddy. She's really not doing too well, but I do appreciate you asking about her, man.
Y'all have a great show tonight.
Thank you. You mean as opposed to any other Friday night? Tonight's a good one, but the other ones aren't?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
I agree with you, Brett.
I'll let y'all go tonight. I'll let y'all get off. I'll let y'all get back on the doing the highlights.
All right, buddy. Thank you so much for calling in, pal. I love you.
Bye-bye.
All right, see you. All right, the highlights are ready, folks. So we're going to do the highlights. We're going to show you. This is Cleveland Bradley. Whenever you're ready, Adam, just pop them in there and we'll talk about it. And, of course, as you can see here, this is both teams begin to take the field. The marching band refused to yield, but they did take the field anyway. Remember the old Don McLean American Pie song. Cleveland Blue Raider banner. And as you can see, the Blue Raiders running through. Nice uniforms. Now, those kind of look like the old Red Bank uniforms, not to be confused with Red Bank. Of course, Red Bank always had blue uniforms for some strange reason. Here's Cleveland with a nice run around the right side. And then, of course, again, and as Coach Slaughter said, they do have a balanced attack, but it is kind of the thought that they do pass more than they run. Right there, we saw a touchdown by Cleveland. Obviously, the crowd is crazy. Huge packed-out stadium for both schools. It was packed on both sides of the field. And here, Bradley now with the ball, and got some good moves right here. As you see, Mr. Houston there taking the ball, running well, and then, of course, we've got running around the right side. I can't see if that's Houston again. And this guy had a big night, Ron. I mean, it seems like every play he touched the ball, he ripped off 4 or 5 yards easily. Now, a lot of speed. Well, right there didn't work. A lot of speed for Houston, Justin Houston for the Bradley Central Bears. Field goal right there made it 7-3. Mr. Wojtek there doing what he does best, just throwing the ball like a rope. And once again there, another nice, that was incompletion. And we've got here, of course, I believe this is Bradley with the ball again. And Mr. Copeland played an excellent quarterback position tonight, as he does each
Dwayne
week.
Massengale running the ball.
Mr. Massengale running about 240 pounds of like a locomotive coming down the field. There's Mr. Wojtek again with a nice pass, and we've got a little low snap there, but he decides there's nobody open, I'm just going to run it. And he was taken out of bounds there. There's a flag for a late hit. And then we've got right up the middle as this is Mr. Mosley, I believe, picking up a big hunk of yards, maybe a touchdown, I believe, right there. And
Huge
then the extra
night.
point was
He really gives them another dimension with his burst out of the backfield. He gives them a solid running game and can really make them explosive offensively.
And here we have Bradley getting the ball. I believe that was to start the second half. And no, it wasn't. That's still in the.
That's
that was after the
Stovall
touchdown.
going for about a
Stovall.
60-yard touchdown.
That was an excellent pass and run right there. In fact, that young man's got some game himself. Now, I believe this is the halftime. Coming up, we're going to have both bands, as we'll show. A lot of action, folks. This game, as we said, could have gone either way at the beginning of the game.
The first half, and especially the first quarter and a half, was a track meet. I mean, it was both teams being able to do what they're just to impose their will offensively, and neither defense could really. But as we said, the defense did settle down and became much more of a factor. But at this point in the game, it was Katie bar the door. We're taking the ball and going down the field and score.
And then, of course, Bradley right here with the ball, moving the ball well. Nice run by Copeland here as he takes it around the left side. And then, of course, rolling right here. Little kind of shovel pass there. And then we have Wojtek looking downfield. Look at this throw, folks. This was like 48, 50 yards. He threw it in the air.
And a great job by Davis there adjusting to the ball. He went up and made – sometimes you got to have playmakers make plays, and he went up and made a great job and made a great play.
Vortex stopped and turned his shoulders upfield like he's supposed to. Did a great job.
All right, this is halftime. This is the Cleveland Blue Raider Marching Band. Let's take a listen.
from their own 43-yard line.
All righty, folks, I believe we're getting ready for the second half. Are we up, guys? Okay. Here we get the crowd as they are getting pumped up to see more football. The cheerleaders always bring the crowd alive. You know, if the game doesn't do it, you know the cheerleaders will. And so the crowd is just pumping on, and then here we go with the second half. We have Cleveland with the ball once again. Nice move right there, picking up a few yards there. Mr. Wojtek again looking to pass. There's a little penalty flag, a little laundry come thrown in there. Must have been a little holding or something there possibly. And then we have a nice pass here. However, this was caught by the other team, was it not? Was that the interception? Yeah. 21-15 was the score most of the second half. Then kind of getting out of hand in the fourth quarter. But this is the crowd shot, obviously, of the huge crowd that was there. We've got Cleveland.
Now, right there's the play of the
That's
game.
it. That's it right there. That would have been Bradley would have taken over right there, but of course by jumping, or if they would have stopped them, we don't know. Cleveland may have gone for it and made the 3 yards, and it would have not made a difference. But
you always like it when they give them to you, and you don't have to.
Right, you don't have to earn it. Right? But a good job by both teams, obviously, in this ball game tonight. As we said at the beginning of the game, really looked like a track meet. Could have gone either way.
There's the pass
yeah,
right
that
there.
Was it right
I mean,
there.
that's just a great pitch and catch right there. And there's another one. 2 big plays that really just gave them some breathing room, and then they get the ball to Mosley, who scores. And I mean,
I'm thinking,
you tip your hat when it was just two well thrown balls, two great catches to cap off, and then Mobley, scores there late to cap it off. What a great win.
Well, there's one point I want to make. I was listening to the broadcast tonight that first of all, I'm guessing Chad must be taken after his mother, because I don't think Gary could ever throw the ball like that. But kudos to Dr. Wojtek. From what I understand, he purchased the headset gear for the quarterback and Coach Slaughter Coach Slaughter gets to talk to Chad, obviously, through the headset that he purchased for the helmet, which is very expensive from what I understand. But he went out and did that, and they mentioned it on the broadcast tonight, and I thought that guy he bleeds blue, and he does a lot for the Cleveland program, and that's just another example of his dedication to the Cleveland football program.
I'll say this, I don't know that he can throw as far as what Chad does, but I'll tell you one thing, he's caught more balls than anybody in Bradley County because of that's how good Chad is, because his dad takes him out there and catches those balls. Anytime Chad wants to go, Gary's right there to catch. And
but I bet Chad can't fix a knee like Gary.
I would think not.
You know what I mean? If you had your pick,
maybe they stayed at a Holiday Inn last night.
But a great doctor, Dr. Wojtek, obviously, and has done a great job in kind of tutoring Chad and just getting the kid out there on the field, and you can see how it's paid off, because what an accurate passer Chad Wojtek is. All right, let's take another phone call. We've got a caller on line 1. You're on Football Friday. Question or comment?
I've got two statements and then one question.
Okay.
If that's all right. One, I'd like to say, congratulations to Principal O'Brien and Coaches Slaughter and Benefield for doing such a great job tonight. And again, we've got to give a big shout out to the Bradley Bears. They played admirably. My second statement is this. Everyone's got to love what Coach Benefield's doing with the defense. My question is this. Last week we talked about the defenses handling this game. That's what it came down to. What do you guys see happening with Cleveland and Bradley going forward, especially with defenses moving forward? And I'll hang up and listen to you guys talk.
Okay. Thanks for your question. Scott.
Both defenses made great adjustments, and Coach Slaughter even talked about it. Tackling, improved tackling really solidified what Cleveland was doing in the second half. Cleveland's always going to have athletes. It's how well they can find the right scheme, get the right personnel to go out there and execute, and Coach Benefield does a great job. Last year they had, it was a labor of love, and they had some struggles, but it seems like that they've are headed in the right direction. We've talked about Bradley the last couple weeks, with a shutout against Coffee County, played very well in the second half against Polk County, and did some good things in the second half tonight against a very talented team. Both teams moving forward are going to be good. We keep saying this over and over again tonight. I think that both teams have the potential to be good, and defense is going to be the key, because both teams are already good offensively. Both teams have weapons offensively and can hurt you offensively, but defense wins championships. Yep. And if you want to compete for a district title and move into the playoffs and be competitive, you've got to get good defensively. And both teams they would probably say that they're still a work in progress defensively, and probably not as good as their counterpart on offense. So that's but they both have the potential, both have skilled players, and both going to be much improved going forward.
I think on defense, you like to say we played great together as a unit, and you don't kids stand out. You try to keep it as a team deal there. But tonight for Cleveland, I thought Barrett Thompson had a great game, number 56. He spent a lot of time in the backfield. He gets a great jump off the ball, just really quick off the ball, and he played a great game tonight for Cleveland.
And I guess the old bend but don't break attitude for a defense works. In fact, tonight, as we said, beginning of the ball game, looked like it could have gone either way, but then the defense.
Well, some of that has to do with the guys that were on the opposite side playing offense. I mean, those are two very talented offensive teams. So, those things are going to happen. It's who can go out and make the adjustments and do the things necessary to play good, solid, fundamental football. And obviously, and both teams did. As the second half showed, from late in the second quarter all the way through to that one drive in the fourth quarter, it became a defensive struggle. Both teams kind of got out of sync offensively. Well, is it them getting out of sync offensively, or is it the defense beginning to start execute and start imposing their will? And I think that's probably a little bit what happened. The defense started to take over a little bit, and Cleveland made a couple key plays, and you saw in the highlights, 2 great throws, 2 great catches. If either one of those gets knocked down or deflected, or then it could have been a completely different ball game. But kids went out and made plays, and that's what happened tonight.
Let me tell you all real quick before we forget. Of course, we're on till 12:30 live tonight, but we will have replays of this show tomorrow at noon and at 5 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, and then Sunday at 5 o'clock. So you can catch the replays. Remember, they're replays. We're not really live. This is the live version, and then it replays tomorrow, and then again Sunday. And starting next week, stay tuned for Sports Zone, Walker Valley Sports Zone, next week, right? Hopefully. Fingers crossed.
We're going to knock on wood on that one. Yes, we'll be on starting next Wednesday at 7 o'clock, and then we'll precede the Football Friday at 10:30.
Which great show, Sports Zone. Find out a little bit about the Mustangs and all the different sports there. Coach Scott Webb and who's joining you?
And a cast of characters. Let me tell you, there's
Great
a cast
show.
of characters going to be taking place in our show this year, and we're excited and looking forward to it. We're gonna have a little fancy sports. We're gonna have a little pick'em panel. We're gonna pick some college games, and we'll be talking to Coach Lockerbie, and obviously we'll be focusing on football during football season, but we'll cover all Walker Valley sports, and that'll start up next week.
Great show.
If I still got a home to go home to, my wife says,
Your wife is locking
your wife
the door,
says I have
changing.
as many shows on Joe Palo's TV as Joe Palo has. So,
hey, I'm telling you, and that's all right. That's all right. But seriously, it's a great show. Of course, it premiered last year, and this will be the second season of Sports Zone. A lot of interesting information about the Walker Valley Mustangs and all the sports there. And then, of course, this year, some surprises, so it ought to be fun. Now, we've got about 15 minutes left in the show. Let's try to give another pizza away with another trivia question. Okay, so another trivia question. Adam, if you'll put up the second trivia question. And this is a good one because everybody knows it as the fight song, but there is a name that it has. So those of you out there watching, what is the name of the Bradley Central High School fight song? 472-8892 is our phone number. Be the first person to guess it, and you will win a free pizza from Marco's Pizza. Let's take a caller here. Caller, you're on Football Friday. Question or comment?
Comment.
Yes, ma'am.
I think both of the teams played really well tonight. I really enjoyed the ball game. But also, I don't think it's fair that Cleveland, why do they go out of district recruiting kids just so they can say they win the ball game? Because it seems like they would want to play with the kids that are like local from their school and stuff.
I'll let Travis answer that question.
I'm not answering
it. I'm not going to go. It's rules are what they are, and if kids go out and obey the rules and they transfer and do those types of things, then they're eligible to play. Every kid has to be approved by the TSSAA to be eligible to play, right. And if they meet the requirements, they meet the requirements. And I think we should probably best leave that.
And it happens in all sports. People transfer.
It happens everywhere. It happens at every school. you think you can single out one particular school, but it happens. It happens everywhere. Kids move, kids get unhappy with the situation, but they still have to meet a TSSAA guideline. And as long as they do that, then they're eligible to play. And that is, trust me, that is closely watched.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you so much for your call. Okay, folks, we have on the line right now Coach Ted Lockerbie of the Walker Valley Mustangs. And Coach Lockerbie, first of all, thank you for joining us tonight.
I appreciate it.
Hey, let's talk a little bit about the ball game. You went to Dayton, Ray County to take on the Golden Eagles there. Toward the end of the game, you guys were coming back with a great fight. The resiliency of bouncing back to try to come back in that ball game. I know it didn't surprise you after what happened from week 1 to week 2, but what was your take on the ball game itself and how your team played?
Well, evidently we just didn't play well enough on the defense side of the ball. We just came down to fundamentals of blocking and tackling in the first half. That's what hurt us. When we did things right, of course we'd executed and had some big games, and then defensively we just didn't rise to the occasion. We had them backed up a few times, and they were just a better team tonight. And we just did not tackle well defensively. Never gave ourselves a chance. I think we only had one possession in the first half where they punted, and other possessions they scored touchdowns. So we found ourselves down, 28-7 at halftime.
Coach, I know it's a bit frustrating, but can you just talk a little bit about the night Kelvin Wells had? I mean, he had a monster game. If I heard the stats right, and I believe he set a school record tonight for amount of yards rushing in game at 282. Could you just talk about a young kid still learning the game and what kind of player and what kind of game he had tonight?
Yeah, he had an outstanding game. I mean, for a sophomore running back, and he's still filling the shoes right now for Brad Davis, who's been out the last 2 weeks. But Kelvin has stepped up there and stepped up big and had some long runs, but had a lot of 8 and 10-yard runs tonight too. And didn't realize till there at the end he had about I think he had 292 yards or something. And then he lost 11 yards in the last play of the game on like a reverse, but. He had a big game, and I think at the end the credit, a lot of it's to his hard running and everything, but also the offensive line, was able to get in some holes, and he was able to, make them pay for it.
Coach, was Logan Hyman back tonight for you at quarterback?
Yes, Logan played a couple, maybe a series or so in the first half, and played a little bit on defense, and then pretty much. I think had maybe all but one series in the second half, and did a lot of good things. I mean, he's still a little rusty, and because he hadn't been out there with the timing of the offense and everything. But he's probably going to be the guy that we lean on here in the next few weeks. And not taking anything away from Garrett. Garrett Wallace has done an excellent job, and even did a good job tonight. He's just going to have to keep pushing Logan there at the quarterback position, and. Hopefully that we can have 2 quality quarterbacks that can play for us. So.
Well, Coach, we appreciate you talking to us tonight. Good luck next week. I know your team will bounce back. We've seen it happen before. Sorry about the game tonight, but good luck to you next week. And again, thank you for talking to us.
All right, appreciate it, Scott. Thanks a lot.
Hey, thank you.
See you. Okay, Coach Ted Lockerbie, of course, head coach of the Walker Valley Mustangs next week. Another game, and games like tonight, like what you said, you come back like you try to do, and if it doesn't go your way, doesn't turn out to end the way you like it, you got to forget it, put it behind you, and move on.
Still, talking about sophomore running back, sophomore quarterback, right. Hyman just getting back in the swing of things, just getting released and playing some this week. Next week's a big game. They really need to go. McMinn Central has struggled, and they got to go up there and play next week, so that's an excellent opportunity for them to get back in, get a win and get back in, get that momentum. We've talked about, that's kind of been the theme this year. We've talked about momentum each week, and now, Ray County developed a little bit of momentum tonight, and see if they can go out and develop and play better next week, although they got to play a very good Bearden team next week. But, Cleveland played well, but they got to go play a good Morristown East team next week. Bradley gets to see if they can start their momentum back up against East Ridge, and Walker Valley needs to go and play well against a McMinn Central team that has struggled a little bit this year.
Well, it'll be fun to watch. If you have Wells running for 289 yards, we know already what Brad Davis can do. So
yeah, and it's going to be interesting to see how they can, see how well they can get both of them into the game, because when you got weapons like that are Wells has had 2 big touchdown runs a night of over 60 yards, and you can kind of have that explosiveness offensively. But I understand Ted's frustration. They're still struggling to do some things offensively, and that doesn't take anything away from Ray County's a very good offensive team. Seeing them the last couple weeks on film, and they do some good things offensively, throw the ball well. Got some good running backs. They've got a sophomore that had a great game tonight. So they've got some weapons, and we'll see where it goes from there.
All right, our trivia question again. The title of Bradley Central High School's fight song. The title of Bradley Central, what is the name of the Bradley Central High School fight song? 472-8892. The first caller with the correct answer will win a free Marco's Pizza, courtesy of Marco's Pizza, and of course, Football Friday. Real quick again, let's go down our list of sponsors that are bringing you Football Friday this year. Andrew Johnson Bank, Grissom Funeral Homes, Checking to Cash, Motorsport Legends, Buy Here, Pay Here, U.S. Money Shops, and Marco's Pizza. We thank our sponsors again for bringing you Football Friday this year, and we hope you enjoy the show and will continue to watch. Again, our replays are tomorrow at noon and 5 o'clock, and then Sunday at 5 as well. Let's see if we have an answer to our trivia question. And caller, you're on Football Friday. Do you have an answer to our trivia question?
No, I don't.
Okay. You have a question or a comment?
I just want to comment on Mr. Godfrey's color of blue there.
Yes.
Not the Panther blue that we wore back in the day.
We missed the Panther blue, huh?
Yeah, this is Chris Perry.
Used to feed Chris the ball down the low post back in the day.
That's what I was going to say. You used to throw it to Chris Perry.
Yep, the black hoe, it never came back out.
That was a long time ago, Chris.
Yes, it was, but I enjoy y'all's show and just want to comment on Travis and give him a hard time.
Well, thank you so much. Thanks so much, Chris. Yeah, somebody has to give you a hard time.
Oh, there's plenty of bodies.
Your wife.
Plenty of bodies doing that.
Let's see if we can get an answer to our trivia question. Caller, you're on Football Friday. Do you have an answer to our trivia question?
I'm hoping I do.
Okay.
It's Hey Joe, throw me a pizza.
It's close. That's close. That's another show, but that would work for me. However, it's there is a name to it, but that's not it. But I'd like to throw you a pizza.
Raider, throw me a Raider.
Do what?
Throw me a Raider.
Throw you a Raider.
Throw you a Raider.
Yeah, it's the Bears versus Cleveland. Throw me a Raider.
Well, I appreciate you calling, but try again. Try to think of the name. It's got a name. It's got an official name. All right? All right, I think he's gone. All right. Caller, you're on Football Friday. Do you have an answer to our trivia question?
Oh, this is JT Burton.
Hey, JD. JT. I thought you said JD. Do you have an answer to our trivia question, buddy?
No, sir.
Okay. Do you have a question or a comment?
I have both.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, my comment is that good job to the varsity at Cleveland, Jamarcus Mobley, Tex, or Justin Williams, Chad Wojtek, all of them. They all did wonderful tonight. And
they did.
Yeah, thank you. And my question is, the coaches too. They're good coaches. And I don't know the guy's name on the right end by the Polk County helmet, but I love his colors. Yeah.
This is Dustin's dad, Travis Godfrey.
Okay, thanks. And the question is, how come y'all don't cover any freshman games that we do?
Well, it's hard enough for us to cover the varsity games with the time limits that we have, but we kind of figure that we cover them really indirectly because as they move up to varsity, then we cover them. Same players, Are you play for the freshmen, JT?
Yeah, I'm starting defensive end.
Oh, okay, wonderful.
The self-proclaimed, as we learned last night, best defensive end in town.
Oh, okay. Is that your title, the best defensive end in town?
Yes, sir. That's correct.
All right. I'm going to believe it until we're proven otherwise. Okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, man. Thanks for calling, JT.
Cheers.
All right.
You hear the other guys laughing in the background.
All right, let's see if we have an answer to our trivia question before we go off the air. We don't?
No, but she has somebody with a comment.
We have a comment on line one. Caller, you're on Football Friday. Your comment?
Yes. Do you know the all-time leading assist point guard from Charleston High School?
He would know.
Do I know?
The all-time point. What'd you say now?
All-time
assist leader at guard at Charleston High School.
Point guard.
Point guard.
I know. I had a good chance at break. I know I had a good chance at breaking it if Joe Shamlin would have hit half the shots that he put up.
Well, this is Stuart McDermott, and I think you are.
Well, I should be.
But when you look at Travis today, it's hard to envision him as a point guard.
I left as a point
He
guard.
looks like,
guard.
He looks like a left guard.
Hey,
all right, man.
Stuart McDermott, he's probably our second or third all-time leading scorer up there at Charleston.
See that?
Yeah, good player.
All right.
Bryce Sharp's stepdad. Yep.
Well, Stuart, thank you so much for calling, man.
Appreciate it.
All right, buddy. Yeah, see, Stuart's
Called me out tonight.
Charleston basketball trivia tonight.
Telling you. All right, folks, we're on for about another 3 or 4 minutes. Again, remember, we have replays of Football Friday tomorrow at noon and then at 5 o'clock. I say tomorrow, this morning, or later on today because it's already Saturday morning. And then they'll replay again Sunday at 5 o'clock, so you'll be sure to catch it in its entirety. And we'll, again, next week we'll be back with another live show at 11. We're going to take a few more calls here. So how much time we got, Adam? 3 minutes. Okay, let's take another call, see if we can give away our last pizza. You're on Football Friday. Do you have an answer to our trivia question of the name of Bradley Central's fight song?
I've got a question for you.
Okay, then a question.
Well, what about you guys used to put on the Cleveland Bradley game on TV?
Yes.
What about getting that sponsors back and doing it again?
Yeah, we would love to do that. We would definitely love to do that. Getting it all together and putting it on. Sometimes the dynamics of putting it on live, especially from Bradley, it's a little difficult because of in proximity of where the field is to our tower location. But yeah, we're going to try to do that again in the future, especially next year when they play back at Cleveland. So we'll see if we can work that out. And maybe even surprise you with a Walker Valley, Cleveland, or Bradley matchup or two.
That would be fantastic. I think everybody around here would love to see some of the local talent on TV again.
And we were the first station to ever air a live football game live, I think in the state. I know in Southeast Tennessee. So we need to keep it going. I know, you're right.
The man, there's no doubt about it.
All right, man. I thank you so much for watching. Okay, see ya. All right, we've got about a minute left, so we probably don't have any time for any more calls.
Palo Fan Club.
I'm telling you, I love it. I love it. And a
love
little bit
tonight.
of the Travis Fan Club, too.
Calling in.
But Football Friday, again, replays at noon today, Saturday at noon, and then 5 o'clock this afternoon. Then Sunday afternoon at 5 o'clock as well. We appreciate you watching. We appreciate everybody calling in. We want to thank the coaches we were able to talk to tonight and hopefully talk to them again next week. Real quick, do we have the matchups for next week? We got about 30 seconds. Can you throw it up real quick? Here we go. No, there we go, right there, Scott.
Bradley got East Ridge at home. Cleveland's on the road at Morristown East. Meg's and York Institute. Polk is at Chattanooga Christian. Ray hosts Bearden, and Walker Valley travels to McMinn Central.
We will see you folks next week on Football Friday. Again, thank you for watching. Have yourself a good weekend, and we'll see you next Friday night.